Breaking news. Putin's defiance of the Germans signals the end of the Ukrainian war. German Foreign Minister Olaf Scholz pleaded with Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the conflict in Ukraine and withdraw Russian forces. You must never forget that Russia bears some of the blame for this war. And the Russian president is the one who can end it whenever he wants with a single order, Scholz said in his address to the PBB General Council in New York on September 19. The leader of Germany acknowledges the importance of resolving the dam issue to ensure Ukraine's safety and independence. We must reject simplistic solutions that only speak for the land. Without freedom, Perdamayan is called Penindasan. Diktat refers to Perdamayan without Kidilan. He emphasized that Moscow must now understand the situation. Scholz, a member of the Social Democratic Party, has said that PBB principles concerning impenetrable borders and the equal treatment of citizens in every country should be respected by everyone in order to ensure peace and security. He said, "There is no room for revisionism and imperialism in the multipolar 21st century. Anyone who assumes small countries are big countries' back pages is wrong," he said. Scholz also explains the global effects of the Ukrainian conflict and declares his support for all diplomatic efforts to achieve peace. Scholz proclaimed, "Parang agresi Ruja tela menyababkan pendaratan yang sangat besar tidak hanya di Ukraina tetapi juga di seluruh dunia, akibat inflasi, meningkatnya hutang, kelakaang pupuk, meningkatnya kemiskinan, dan kelaparan." Deliberative Council on PBB Reformas. Scholz also called for reform within the PBB Security Council and emphasized that the current situation does not settle the multipolar geopolitical reality of the world. As more people called for reform, he said, "I'm happy to see so many people demanding it." This included the 3 remaining members of the Dewan Keamanan PBB. "We can negotiate a text with various options. No country can stop this open-ended war by imposing excessively high tariffs. They won't do that in Japan either," he said. Scholz added that Germany is ready to take on greater responsibility in the PBB's Council of Elders in the coming years. To the General Assembly, with a request that they vote on revamping the Defense Council. To this day, Germany still hopes to shoulder some of the responsibility that comes with being a non-permanent member of the PBB's Dewan Keamanan. "And I ask for your support of our plans for 2027 and 2028, he said. Anadolu Agency, there have been recent reports that Putin's friend and the current Prime Minister of the Russian Republic of Chechnya, Ramzan Kadyrov, is seriously ill, if not already dead. None of these assertions have been verified as of yet." On Sunday, the Chechen leader Kadyrov released a video to his Telegram channel in which he refuted rumors of an impending crisis. "I strongly encourage everyone who can't tell the difference between truth and lies on the internet to go for a walk, get some fresh air, and collect your thoughts," the post reads. Putin appointed Ramzan Kadyrov to rule the Russian Republic of Chechnya in 2007. Since then, he's become one of the Russian president's most influential backers. He provided material and human aid to Russia in its conflict with Ukraine and dubbed himself Putin's soldier. Putin's bloodhound must be a tireless sycophant, grunt to Euro in Moscow. According to Memorial SVT's North Caucasus expert Alexander Terkasov, who has ties to the criminal underworld, the Kremlin values Kadyrov because he ensures peace in the North Caucasus. The expert also thinks that his death could spark unrest in Russia and other parts of the world. Strangely, the criminal underworld may become more unstable if Kadyrov leaves office. Kadyrov claims that some of his representatives serve as decision-makers. According to him, they are the protectors of law and order in the Russian underworld. Putin counts on Ramzan Kadyrov, on the right, for support. This is from a conference held in Moscow earlier this year in March. Sputnik, Mikhail Klementiev, The Kremlin, and NTB report. Cherkasov thinks many Chechens will rejoice at Kadyrov's death, but he also thinks many Chechens dread that day. SVT's Ukraine correspondent, Eileen Johnson, speculates that Russia may try to replace Kadyrov with someone who plays a similar role in maintaining peace in Chechnya and a positive relationship with Russia. But many in the Russian administration dislike Kadyrov, and the agreement between Putin and Kadyrov is based largely on their personal friendship. She told SVT that the question is what will happen when Putin and Kadyrov are no longer in power. An expert on Putin's conflict described it as a mashup of science fiction and the First World War. There will be no exposed weak points. The Norwegian Helsinki Committee's Ina Sanjagieva told NTB last week that the Kremlin should be very worried if it turned out that Kadyrov was in fact seriously ill. She claimed that Kadyrov's friendship with Putin, which has resulted in massive financial support plans from Moscow to the region, is the single most important factor in keeping Chechnya stable. Russian-born Sangagieva leads the Helsinki Committee's Europe and Central Asia division. She theorizes that Moscow has kept quiet about a possible illness because they are afraid of reactions to a weak Kadyrov.